Ben, shut your mouth.
Cheers, everybody. We are back for another edition of Bourbon on a Budget. TJ Pittenger, Brendan Sinone, Ben Cock, and
Joe
the man
Decadence himself.
Joe Decadence. How's it going, Joe?
It's going good. Big Decadence energy.
I've heard it both ways.
Good show, everyone.
Oh, man.
Guys, it is a pleasure
What a
to
solid
have
intro.
Joe Decadence, a fellow countryman from Italy, here on the podcast. We are taking
From
over.
Italy.
Sicilia.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Big the beat. Jersey
we haven't
Shore.
really announced that we were doing this, but we're basically doing Friendsgiving the entire month of December. It's like Friends Month, right? We had Elliot on last week.
Why,
We've
why
got Joe
just
this week.
Christmas giving?
Just
Christmas.
holiday
Everyone celebrates
season.
Christmas.
Cheer. Yeah, Elliot celebrated Hanukkah.
Oh, you're right.
And
And we
Okay,
started
sorry.
it in November.
We'll do it.
technically.
Call it holiday giving.
It's more like
Happy-
Festivus.
Happy holidays.
Festivus. I got a lot of
Festivus.
problems with you people. Now you're gonna hear.
Now,
Festivus.
you're going to hear about it. Ben, have you seen the Festivus episode at least? I know Melissa made you watch
I
that.
have not watched a Festivus episode.
Yeah, I got this great idea for another podcast to do on the bench. If anyone wants to sponsor it, feel free to do it.
That sounds
And
like
it's
a
just going to be a
terrible podcast.
Festivus episode where everyone who's been mean to me on Twitter and on my message board for the last year, I'm just going to rant on it for like an hour. Think that'll be good content?
No one will care.
I'll probably give it a listen.
That's one.
Thanks,
We'll
Joe.
have two listeners.
Yeah, no problem.
Brendan will listen back to the replay. All right, let's roll. What are we doing tonight? We are
Ooh.
going to continue King of the Hill
Can get the hill.
and
Final,
see if that can
fifth
be
round.
King of the finished. Well, it is King of the finished, but King of being finished.
Mhm.
And then before that,
Then before that, good job,
And
TJ.
then right before.
and then right before the prequel to that will
Not
be
after.
afterwards. Before that, we're going to talk about cold weather whiskeys. It's not cold anymore, so that
we're
kind of
in
sucks.
secrets.
Oh,
Yeah.
in Florida,
Yeah.
it's a freaking heat wave.
When we put this on the schedule like a week ago, it was really chilly. You needed sweatshirts, and for Florida standards, it was chilly. But now I was outside doing yard work in a tank top and shorts today. So
Ooh.
yeah,
Send me
It's-
pics.
It's yeah.
He said, ooh.
Couldn't FaceTime us while you were doing that.
What does
Yeah,
that
I
do?
Ice.
not a big fan of how the weather has gone from beautiful to like I'm now sweating. I'm about
Mhm.
3 whiskeys deep tonight, so I'm sweating a little bit from that too.
probably part of it.
It sucks now. So anyway,
Yeah.
cold weather whiskeys.
Cold weather whiskeys.
Start us
Mhm.
out. Let's talk about
Oh,
this stuff.
let's
This
talk-
is your deal. Let's
Yeah.
roll.
This
Oh,
is my deal. So if it sucks, it's my fault, right?
yeah. If it's
Agreed.
good, it's mine.
Okay. So it is getting to be colder weather in Florida, which is where all of us are based. I'm in the North Florida area along with Joe. You guys are in Central Florida by the coast, right? Would you say Central Florida, West Florida? What would it be?
God's
Tampa.
country.
God's country.
Central Florida. I call that.
beautiful
I call that
Lutz.
Central Florida.
All right. So you're in Central Florida. So anyways,
Lutz.
beautiful Lutz. It is.
You're a loser.
It had been pretty cold. It's going to be cold like in 5 days from now. That's kind of the
Mhm.
thing about Florida is, this time of year, once you get to November, December, it could feel like fall. It could feel like spring. It could feel like winter. It just kind of goes all over the place. But
Yeah.
it's no longer 90 degrees, super hot, sweating when you walk outside. So it's starting to shift a little bit in our region. For other people who may be in other areas of the country, it's already been cold weather whiskey. And for me, as I've enjoyed whiskey, I find that there are different times of year. It's just like with beer, like you like a nice stout or something when it's a colder time of year, right? So
Right,
for
right.
whiskey, I'm not going to include scotch in this because I know my audience. This is bourbon on the budget, not scotch on the audience. But there are certain
Scotch on
bourbons
the audience. That's great.
and rye and wait, scotch on an audience. Is that what I said instead of on a budget? Damn it.
Sure.
Anyways, there's certain bourbons and ryes and other American whiskeys that are perfect for drinking when it gets, a little nippy out, tidbit nipply,
A little nipply.
So that's what we're going to do here is I'm going to throw out some of my favorite whiskeys or ones that I think are really appropriate for both the fall and more wintry that are going to kind of hit these, Christmassy type of flavor profiles that you would think of, like orange, clove, cinnamon, chocolate, roasted nuts, firewood. Well, you don't eat firewood, but you smell it. dark fruit,
roasting
sugar
nuts.
plums, figs, peppermint. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do.
Sure.
We're gonna do budget. Gonna go to the ones that are then a little bit more expensive. Gonna be the ones that are pretty expensive, and then finally just some banger, hard to find ones that we're gonna go through and get you guys' thoughts on that. So how's that sound?
That sounds great,
amazing.
Brendan.
That
sounds
sounds
like a great show.
I feel like I'm being set up for failure here.
Sounds like the
My
best show
guy
ever, pretty
Jason,
much.
shout out my guy Jason, who is always commenting on our stuff
Jason.
on Twitter, everywhere else. Jason, listen, you're not the only one, bro. I'm watching it too. All right, let's win a natty. All
Let's
right?
go. Jason's got some
Jason.
stuff to us, by the way, that we'll probably get hopefully to do next month. I think. Yeah,
Jason,
coming
what
soon.
are
Thank
you
Jason.
what are you sipping on while you're watching Bourbon on a Budget and the national championship, FSU and BYU nearing halftime, tied 0-0 for the people that wanted the live update? If you don't answer quickly, I move on. Brendan,
Speaking of Jason,
I asked that like he was just going to answer. Like you're on the show.
I'll just chime in.
Yeah.
Too many
Speaking of
whiskeys.
Jason, no, his
FAO
family
won.
though.
Look at that.
Oh, there we go. You know what? Stay tuned, Jason. I think there's gonna be something on this episode that you're gonna like.
Maybe an FAO
Good for you.
too. Oh, you never know.
No.
Okay,
No.
well,
All right.
Yeah,
So let's start off
it's
with the budget.
freaking
I got 3 here that I, sub $25 that are really
sub $25.
no. Hey, what?
$25.
It's bourbon on a budget. Dollars. Did I not say it correctly? That I think are all very solid and have the elements that you would want in the wintertime. They're higher proof. They got some nice heft to them. So let's start off. First off, Ben, you're gonna like this one.
Blue Note. Shout out Blue Note real quick. We'll
Yo,
talk about it
what's
later.
up, Blue Note?
Love that, Jason.
We're coming at you. Anyway,
Okay.
Brendan, back to you.
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
might just be drinking Blue Note right now.
What? Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yes.
Ben, I was
Fire.
talking to me on the phone earlier and he called it Blue Nut, which was hilarious.
I did not. That's a lie.
Mm.
Back to Brendan with his $10 whiskey.
Old Granddad Bottled and Bond. It is, I think, a banger at the price. One that we should probably do that may be big board eligible, probably in the 7 range. I think if we were to do it, TJ, I gave to him as a gift and he gave it back to me. Is how much he hated it. So TJ, you're dead to me. This
What?
is for you're dead to me. Yeah,
welcome.
he didn't like it. He didn't like it, Joe. Can you
I
believe
actually
that?
never poured it, I don't think.
What? Oh my god. All right. So,
I
anyways,
had too much. I have way too much whiskey here.
this
That's
is
impossible.
a Leatherford tobacco-y roasted peanuts, which is a Jim Beam profile. It's 4 years, 100 proof, hence the bottle and bond, with a little dash of honey as well. So it's got that nice spice and sweetness going on. Very good for the winter. Campfire kind of bourbon. Joe, you're a fan of this?
I am actually. That was one of my first bottles of bourbon that
There
I
we go.
purchased.
I think that's one that people should have in their collection, whether you're a newbie or like as a mixer or something for people to come over. Like it's a really good $20 to $25 bourbon. I think it's really good at the price point. So I'm glad Joe agrees with me. Ben, you will appreciate this next one, sub $25 range. This is Old Forester Rye, 100 proof.
What
this is
a banger.
It is a banger. It's on the big board, tied for first. Or no,
Yeah.
now it's third place now.
Still
Yeah.
great. Still great.
It hits a lot of the baking spice notes that you would want to get like in the fall time with nutmeg, cinnamon. I got really drunk on this during Thanksgiving by bonfires. So when it was a little cooler out, it's got brown sugar, orange, a touch of mint, which I think a little bit of mint Christmas time is appropriate. You're not gonna get peppermint, but that one. And then finally, Wild Turkey 101 is right. Amazing.
Yeah,
for
I
the
mean, it's
price.
turkey, so it feels like the beginning of winter.
My father-in-law will pour this into a flask, and he's in upstate New York. And during the wintertime or like late fall, when they're having to like do a lot of the final yard work before winter finally comes, he'll pour some of that in there and just drink it while he's doing yard work the entire time. So appropriate. So any recommendations or things you would change or anything you would add to winter profiles in the budget range, fellas?
In the budget range?
I know that we are being big homers on this, but I actually like Old Forester 100 quite a bit more than I like Wild Turkey 101. And I know that that's disrespectful to, the turkey lovers out there. And I know that turkey's a couple of dollars cheaper, but for the few dollars, you're staying in the budget range. I'm going 100 Old Forester. I think it has more depth. It has more character, has a better flavor. It's thicker is, I don't know if thicker is it's hardier is maybe the right word. So like for
Robust.
Robust.
So for winter whiskey, I'm definitely flipping that out. I know that's repetitive with the rye
That was
and the
gonna be
bourbon both in
different.
there. And I knew that's exactly why you did that. But pound for pound, I think that's a better whiskey, especially we've rated it much higher for the value. Budget wise, I'm going to look through our past ratings and see if there's anything in there that I would pick. But Benethy, do you have anything on? Top
You
of your
know,
mind that you like?
around Christmas time and in the winter in general, it's a time to spend money. You know, as much as I enjoy,
We're on budget.
I know. As much as I enjoy a budget bottle, it's time to spend money. So in the winter, I'm not drinking a whole lot of cheap bottles because mostly I'm around family and friends. So
I love to get
Kinda bust it
blasted
out.
on cheap whiskey around Thanksgiving time, and then you start
what a
getting
nightmare.
no. Well, last year was Wild Turkey 101.
What
This
a
year it was Old
nightmare.
Forester Rye 100, and I don't
Uh-huh.
regret any. I don't regret anything.
Nothing wrong with that bottle,
No,
but
TJ gave me a bottle of the Old Forester Rye when I went to go see him, and then a few days later it was Thanksgiving, and it was like 3/4 of a bottle. And by the end of like 2 days, it was down to maybe 1/4 of a bottle, and my wife was on to me, and I had to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause too much whiskey and her being on you.
you got
It won't
caught.
work. So Ben, you have nothing to add to the budget. Okay, Joe Decadence,
Yes, correct.
any budget?
So
He hated-
I do want to agree with you. Out of the three, I would definitely choose the Old Forester 100. One because it's a great sipper and it does it hits well like you said, and that's actually my go-to for cocktails if I'm
Mhm.
making an old fashioned. By far my favorite. You go to bars, a lot of people make it with Michter's Rye or some lower proof, but I get a little bit more proof on those old fashions, and it really makes a big difference. So I agree out of those three. And then it's hard to say. I kind of also agree with Ben saying around the holidays you want to spend a little bit more. Really, a budget bourbon, rare breed bourbon. I'm sorry, would be
Mhm.
a great winner.
Stellar.
Budget. I mean, what is it? 40.
45
It's not
bucks.
40, right? $45.
45 bucks.
I mean, I would put it. Obviously, it's not as low
Mhm.
as though in price as those others, but that it's available and it's fantastic. I would buy that. I'd spend extra money and buy that over 101 every day.
Well,
So this is a little bit of an allocated one that I just thought of, but it's not like super allocated. It's just kind of tough to find in Florida. I think I'd throw Smoke Wagon Small Batch in there. If you could find it for 40, 45 bucks, I think that'd be a really good one.
well, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But that's also got
That's
If you
some
lived in,
nice.
more.
Yeah, if you lived in South Georgia, I know that's a lot for us, but like if you just lived in South Georgia, you find that all day. No big deal. So
I was
No big
the problem.
deal.
I don't see it too much as a. I don't mean to disagree, but I don't see it too much as a winner whiskey. I was down in Key Largo this past weekend and almost drank an entire
That's
bottle of it.
It has a strong, zesty.
It's more of a
kind
Key West
quality.
whiskey.
It is.
You
but
know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say, Joe. Is you can, and especially if you,
Just
have
goes to Key
this,
West,
if you go to
just
Smoke
smoking on the
Wagons
wagon.
uncut, unfiltered, then I think you're starting getting that wintry, like hearty leather, tobacco-y, like really dark kind of notes. But for the small batch,
Yeah.
I would say you can drink that any time year round, and it's gonna
It's so good.
it's gonna be pretty damn good any time year round. So TJ, your opinion sucks, is what Joe's trying to say.
I would
didn't-
agree. I would agree with Joe and Brendan that TJ's opinion sucks in general.
I did not say that. I said
Oh,
But
don't worry, we said it for you.
to me,
all right.
though, winter is all about money and proof, and you better be bringing both.
All right,
to
well,
send
let's
it to my
get up
house.
to the
all
next
right, let's
level.
back it. Let's jump it up before
Let's
Ben
jump
has
it up,
We're
baby.
going to jump up to proof, and we're going to jump up to
Yeesh.
price. All these are going to be $50 or more as we get to this next
yeah.
level. They're all going to be,
Oh, yeah.
I would say, readily available. If you can go to any store and find most of these,
Mhm.
and if you wanted to, you can drive around town and find all of them. So let's start off with a banger that we have never reviewed, but we have King of the Hill it before, and one that we all are a big fan of, Old Forester 1920. Now this has some of the banana and citrusy notes that Old Forester is known for. So I guess you could say, oh yeah, look at Joseph's up. This could technically be one that you throw like a little bit of ice in, and it's a good summertime one too. But it's got some of these nice like toasty, dark, caramelly, even like a creamy coffee type of vibe, warming brown sugar. I think this is great to have when it starts getting a little crisper out. It's 115 proof. To me, that's like 110 to 115 is like the perfect proof usually for bourbons. I love this. Joe, are you a fan? I presume that since you just had it, handy there.
It's fun. That's probably my. I said the Old Granddad was one of my first bourbons, but the 1920 was probably my first higher proof, I guess you consider.
Me too.
Bourbon.
Oh my god.
A friend of mine's like I promise you. Same Z's. Getting into it, you're looking at like you're new to bourbon and 115 proof. You're like, that's been drinking Crown. It's only 80 proof. It's like, but no, it's so good, and I keep a bottle of it in my collection at all times. I definitely love it.
And it's about $60. I stumbled on that one for $55, and kind of the boonies a little bit by me. So yeah, it's a great, unique, great value bourbon, and I think it does well any time of year, but in the wintertime, it's going to be awesome. Next up, Jason, this is for you. Pretty much, and Joe suggested any type of maker's stave profile. Now, I got FAE 01, which I don't know if you guys are as big a fan of as I am, because it's more tobacco and harsh leather. But
no, FAE 01's all strawberries and fruit.
And this says a fruit-forward expression with notes of tobacco and wood. So you get a little bit of both. But there you go. You get a little bit of sweetness. For me on this, like... By the way, I tasted every single one of these before the show tonight, just a sip, and I poured them all into here. So this is the winter mix.
Wow.
Maple syrup, pancake.
Strawberries, leather.
Do you guys, like, when you, like, we have French toast for Christmas, like a French toast casserole pretty often in my house. Christmas, so to me it kind of reminds me of Christmas in that regard. Little Maker's Mark action.
Have any of you guys had the FAE 02 yet?
I haven't seen it.
It hasn't made it to Florida yet.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet either. The profile looks a lot more up my alley. I didn't really love the FAE 01, but the FAE 02 looks amazing. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up for me. This one may be a little polarizing, but you want to talk about one that is perfectly equipped for a cold winter night, and it's not going to be midwinter night jam. I'm not going to skip ahead there. That is King of the Hill later. This is going to be Brimstone from Balcones. Now, the marketing, this is a Texas-based whiskey that's pot distilled, Texas scrubbed in oak smoke. 53% alcohol by volume. So it's one that look at this, like color. You think it's going to be this rugged Texas Southern, so more of a hot climate kind of deal. And it is made in a hot climate. It helps cook it. But the flavor profile to me is very much so like a Christmassy dessert. It's got cinnamon, nutmeg, sweet caramel, with a little bit of like almost like wood spice. I mean, it is smoked, so it does got like a firewoody kind of smell to it. This was one that we had pretty high up there. TJ, I'm surprised that you actually love that whiskey, but I think it's perfect for the wintertime. Okay. Or
just
not.
Okay. It's all just right, okay. Yeah.
Finally.
Haven't had it.
Oh, I will send you a sample of it. It's intense. It's different, but it's probably worth a try, Joe. So last one, Four Roses, single barrel. Now I have a barrel strength one of these. Which one is it? Yeah, it's an OESV.
It's the ABC pick.
It is an ABC pick. Yes, it is. ABC. If you want to sponsor us, we are open for business on the benches as well. It's 75% corn, 20% rye, 5% malted barley, 10 years and 3 months. So it's awesome. I mean, Four Roses is great. I'm trying to work on this one slowly, but get a ton of spice with it, a little bit of floral notes, a little bit of mintiness as well. Four Roses is great any time of year, guys, but I think to Ben's point, like if you want to break out something nice, this is one that will hold up well in the wintertime and have a nice warming effect.
I like that one.
All right.
Joe, do you have any complaints? Do you have any compliments? Do you have any concerns regarding, around his picks here?
No, I mean, I love that. Like I said, I love the 1920. I haven't had the Balcones, so I really can't speculate there. The barrel strength, Four Roses are always solid. If I could add one, I don't know if you guys like them. They're store picks, but they're pretty common. Is these Knob Creek Select barrels because
120.
These are 120 proof, $50, and they range from 9 years. They're typically 9 or 10 years, but sometimes you get lucky and find like a 12-year. And I mean, it's creamy. It's nice for the wintertime. I mean, you could probably drink it anytime anyways, but good caramel, like heavy, thick vanilla, some oak.
Oaky,
One of my favorite bottle store picks anyways. I love to see these pop up. I buy them pretty much anytime I see them.
Joe, I got this one in South Georgia. I don't think they knew quite what they were doing with this one. It was $45. It's 15 years, 120 proof.
15?
Yeah. Yep. Barrel date June 2005. Selected date March 2020. So
And they sold it for 45. They probably could have pumped that number up a little bit.
So they could have, but I don't think they knew what they were doing. But they had their choice. And the next time I went back, like a couple weeks later, they're all gone. They had their choice of like a 9-year, 11-year, or a nearly 15-year, and all at the same price. And they went with that one. So we will switch to the next level here.
No, come to me.
Oh,
hold on.
No, thank you.
No one cares. Go on.
It's the most important.
Sean.
Shout out, Sean.
So much
Sean, I gotta
decadence.
get
Sean, hope you're free next Monday. If not,
Sean, give
bad
me a
news
call.
for you.
I got to give him a call back here. Monday got away from me a little bit. Sean, I'll give you a call back soon, buddy.
we spent 3.5 hours on the phone together, Brandon.
We'll pass it to me. Hashtag Sean. Anyway, I don't know about you guys, but my grandma growing up, did your grandmas ever make peanut brittle? Like my grandma did. She's from the South.
My grandma's dead. Thanks, Ben.
Well,
on Christmas.
She fell off of a bridge in the middle of hell.
Yeah, that's what happens. Anyway, my grandma, like,
it's been 100 years.
Yeah, from the South Carolina, and she made peanut brittle.
Mima, please don't listen.
And so I think you guys are missing out on the entire line of Jim Beam. And so a good Booker's is very peanut brittle-y.
All right,
around
Ben.
Christmas time.
Well, I was about to transition to the next level.
Get off my Booker's level. That's not this isn't a banger level. This is just a good.
There is a level between banger.
No,
there's a level between banger and next level, and this is
transitioning. Okay, so this is the transition. How about Booker's peanut brittle? Are you kidding me?
It is peanut
brittle in a glass.
Ben, have you ever had that? How have you been enjoying that?
It's been great. It's been really, really good.
TJ,
so
would you be
definitely a little peanut buttery, little brittly?
Oh my God, Ben's drunk. No,
Ben, bring that over. Let's try it now.
Come up. TJ, have you ever had a Booker's before?
No.
Ben's dead. Would you like to try one?
Sure.
All right.
I heard this year's is pretty solid, right? You got this year's?
You got a sample of one in your house, TJ. Mine's 2019. This was my Christmas present last year from my in-laws, which was pretty nice present. I didn't even ask for it. Yeah. Yeah,
Did
solid.
Ben die?
Ben's dead. He knocked it over and he's drunk, and I don't know. But yeah, I gave you a sample of one. It's in your house. You don't know where it is. It's hiding from you, TJ.
I'll find it one day.
I am totally in agreement with Ben. That's why I have it here. I think Booker's, and this is kind of going with Joe with the Jim Beam line. Like, I think that their profile is usually darker and heftier. It's going to be peanut forward, but also a lot of sugary notes and oaky notes as well. And Booker's does that at an extremely high level, almost as like a mulled wine level. It's so deep and rich on its nose. Also a ton of like burnt brown sugar, caramelized sugar. I love Booker's. Are you a fan? You have Baker's right now, which might be one that people would like in the wintertime as well, but you don't like Baker's as much?
So I didn't say I didn't like it.
You said you hated it.
Nope. So actually I got it before they switched bottles, and it was on clearance at Walmart. I think it was like $26 or something like ridiculous. It was literally on clearance. So I bought it. But when I tried it,
that's a great deal, dude. The old one for $26.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. That's why I had to get it, and I drank it. I'm like, man, this would be much better around a campfire when it's cold out, and I just haven't had the opportunity to get back to it. But no. What do you think of? Have you had Little Book? How do you compare that to Booker's?
I haven't, only because when I've seen it, like the price is jacked up on it. Like you can get Booker's for $80, $90, and still like you can find it for that in the store at that price. But like Little Book gets jacked up to like $150 or so. So I haven't tried it for that reason.
I've had it, and I think I made the mistake of having it at the end of the night, and it lit me up. It got me good. So I probably need to try it again just on its own.
By itself.
I'm just curious if you guys have had it.
These Bookers are lower age, like 6 to 7 years typically, and they're proofed up a ton. 126.1 proof. These are like one of the first like barrel strength bottles that were out there. So it's an oldie but a goodie. And that gets Joe drunk apparently.
Mine's 120. Mine's 124 at 6 years and 6 months.
What year is it, Ben, or what's the branding?
What's the release?
Yeah.
Oh, this is it just came out. It's Booker's No Strangers. It just came out like a month ago.
Nice.
It's like the 2021 fourth release this year. The
Oh,
final one.
have you had a Booker's before, Ben?
Yeah, I've had a couple little books and the Bookers, but I think the little books is a little more like put together, right? But
A little book more put together.
it's a little more put together. But the Bookers in general, because you're at Jim Beam, yeah, but it's great.
Jay Canson says, Ben, do not open that bottle. It does not belong to you.
It belongs to both of us until I get paid.
Until I get paid.
Is this our allocated level?
We're about to get there, and I don't think it's just on the cusp. All right.
Jumped the gun and ruined the suspense.
Yes, he did. The second to last one before to get to the allocated level. This is one. So basically, this is a limited release selection. This is High West. What? No, she's not.
Ooh, I like
High
it.
West Burai. It is a limited edition. Now, apparently, the High West Burai, which is a combination of basically double digit. I want to say double decadence because we got Joe Decadence here, but that's not accurate. Double digit year bourbon and rye, and they blend it really perfectly. It's becoming more and more rare because I think they're
Distillery
Only
only
releasing
release.
at the distillery, yeah.
well, it is only releasing the
Also known as
distillery.
a only distillery release.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is, I think, 2017 or 18, which is one of the superior years that Market Square Liquors had a bottle of in their back shelf they were able to give to me. That's 2017. Guys, this is
2021.
20. Oh, really?
Yeah, I had a friend or I had a coworker that was
How is
out
it
of the
that
distillery.
empty?
Yeah,
Never
you drink
tried
a
it.
ton of it.
How is
Jesus.
it that empty?
Because
I've
I
never
can
tried
drink
it.
because whiskey needs to be drank. That's why. Because I
Yeah,
don't
with
flip
friends,
like you
I
guys
love-
do.
Hey, what do you guys got on? What do you guys got on price on that?
This
think it
was
was
like
like 70, 80 bucks.
70 to 80 bucks, I think. Yeah.
'Cause there's one
You can
store in
find 'em at
Jacksonville that
ABC.
carries it pretty regularly for whatever reason, and it's 80, and I was never sure if
Uh,
that's
But it's an
Worth
older
it or
release.
not.
Like it's not the new one.
You just said it was
Oh.
2021, TJ. But,
Joe,
Joe,
the one I'm saying his one in Jacksonville.
Oh, it depends. You definitely do research on the year because the mileage on it varies a ton by year. So I got 2017 back in either 20, I think it was 2019. And basically the clerk was my buddy at the time. And he was like, he doesn't work there anymore, which just sucks because he was a good hookup. But he was like, yeah, don't get the 2018 one that we have on the shelf.
It's a
Get
good
this
hookup,
2017
huh?
one. Yeah, and it's a great hookup. I love you, Christian. Where are you? Come back to me. So yeah, make sure that you're doing your research, I guess, Joe, like
Good to know.
see what year it is, because apparently it changes a ton. But this is sometimes if you blend like a rye with a bourbon, like if I've done that by myself, the rye takes over in a way that can be unpleasant. This is just a perfect combination of just baking spices and a little bit of citrus and sugar and spice and everything nice. So it's great. All right, bangers.
Powder puff.
I'm a massive fan of that Burai, obviously. And I drink it
Burai.
pretty- but I also don't think that I'm going to. I don't know. It's not good to me. It's not good enough to where I'm like, oh, I got to nurse this bottle. It's not as good as my like Midwinters or Yippee or anything. Where those I nurse a little more. That if I'd share that one with Ben even. So
Even with
But like,
me?
but TJ, flavor profile wise, isn't like perfectly like suited.
it's really
for
balanced. It's
this
balanced
time of
very
year.
well, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. So getting to the final three here. First off, this is one that maybe we will preview later this week. I don't want to ruin Joe's. We record these out of order. Tectonic maple syrup double barrel cast strength double barrel finish. I don't know what the name is. There's too many descriptions here, but it is a rich, sweet maple syrup, high proof bourbon. So you get the maple syrup pancakes. It's perfectly fallish and delicious. I love it. Ben hates it. TJ loves it. We're going to see if Joe likes it or not as he reviews it because he loves maple syrup finished whiskeys.
Surprise, he loved it.
Spoiler alert, he didn't hate it.
But it Ben. Ben loved it too.
Next up, all right, final countdown here. Final
Yes.
countdown.
Yep.
I got, and I tried the sample that TJ gave me. Spoiler, I'm going to open this bottle because I love it. I thought it was amazing. It is Michter's Barrel Strength Rye. It is amazing. I don't know why I sounded like Oprah Winfrey there. You get a car. You get a car.
God.
Michter's is the rye. I find is like a very, if you love bourbon, I think it's a really good transition rye because it's a very sweet rye. It's not a super spicy herbally one. Now there are like the nice baking spices with it, but heavy vanilla and caramel notes with it. A little bit of orange peel as well, which is very quintessential. Christmas with the clove and the orange. It's awesome. It's great. Ben's pouring more of it because YOLO, right? So how much does Michter's barrel strength range? Like $100 to, or is it 200?
It's $100.
All right.
MSRP.
MSRP, but you're not going to probably find it unless you're Ben in North Carolina.
That's right. North Carolina came through in the clutch.
All right, and the last one. Are we feeling good about what I've presented so far? Is it all very festive?
You're doing okay. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't feel like I'd be carrying it as much as I am, and I feel like I'm struggling with that right now.
That's valid.
You're doing great.
Thanks, Joe. I think Joe's with me emotionally. I think Ben's drunk, and I think TJ is watching soccer. So, is that accurate?
Yeah. It's called football.
I'm watching it now. Joe is with me right now. We're eye contact.
I'm laughing at all your jokes. They're just straight facing you right now.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. No, I appreciate it.
When I hear a joke, I'll laugh.
69. Nice. Last one is perfectly equipped for wintertime. Perhaps a midwinter's night, because it is a midwinter's night. Dran, maybe you guys have heard of it. Maybe we've talked about this High West product before on the show. Maybe it's what we're going to transition to as we chew round 5 of King of the Hill. No one's made it to round 5 before. It's about to do. No, put that down. We're not drinking the Jack Daniels. Oh, is that one that you for?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If you would pass it to me for a second, how about the Ultimate Winter Whiskey 2020 Jack Daniels single barrel strength rye?
I like it. I like that.
Arguably one of the most wintry, snuggliest ryes in your entire world.
Snuggliest.
Ooh,
Oh,
wow.
dude.
Can I come over there and have a glass and snuggle with you, Ben?
This bottle
No.
is incredible. If you don't have one of these, man, you're missing out. It is high proof, high banana, high creme brulee in a glass. It's incredible. Most winter. Also, it ain't cheap, so it's perfect for winter.
$70.
Good friends. Not in the secondary. Not when you're trying to buy it now. But
it's really not too bad right now, right? What's it like, 250, 225?
No, it's in the threes, dude.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Damn.
I don't know
I
if that's
think it was here in Tallahassee. The Winn-Dixie put them up by accident, like when they first came out.
Too.
Is that what?
Yeah.
I didn't get it, unfortunately.
We bought it. Me and TJ both bought a bottle.
Attaboys.
Amazing.
The guy sent me a sample, so I appreciate that. I haven't drank it yet. I'm gonna save it for Christmas morning. I'm gonna get up and
That's right. Hey Joe, why are you saving it for Christmas morning? Is it because it's the ultimate Christmas whiskey? That's right.
Could be.
Brennan, step off.
That's right. Because it's a rye whiskey.
Nice.
Maybe if I had that great bottle, if you guys shared it with me and got a third bottle and sent it to me, then I would have included that as well. But
sorry, we didn't. Joe, let us know what you think about this. This is amazing. This is like in my top 2 of bottles.
What's your top 1?
It's probably it's probably this thing.
By in top 2, he meant that one.
I mean, it is so high up there. It's so good. I got Michter's 10 rye that I haven't opened yet, and I'm just reserving a spot for it. That's all.
Your voice cracked when you said that.
10 rye.
All right, I like the Midwinter Nights Dram. I'm going double barrel.
Whoa.
Both Victor's Toasteds. I don't love the sour mash, to tell you guys the truth. It's not bad by any means, but it just doesn't do it for me like these two do. The Michter's Barrel Strength Rye is the better of the two. I've talked about this. I think the high proof makes it more balanced. So anyway, this is mine. This is my allocated banger. I didn't mention this earlier, and it would have been somebody mentioned it to me when we were talking about it. But the Woodford Double Oaked is a good, like, between budget and mid level. I mean, what do you pay for a Woodford Double Oak? 55, 60, somewhere in that range.
That sounds right, TJ.
It's not terrible. So, yeah, I don't hate that.
The one I'd like to add, one of my favorites, I guess it's technically allocated. It's not very expensive, and you can't find it, but it's going to be Larceny Barrel Proof.
Yeah. Oh, great choice.
So 121 proof. It's solid for the wintertime for sure.
Yeah, I think these Peerless store picks are pretty good too. Would be pretty good for it. Their proof is somewhere between like 110, 112. And I really like the flavor and the spice that's on those. A little harder to find. Yeah.
So
anything allocated, it's going to be a great Christmas whiskey.
Common themes for us are ryes or high proof bourbons. It seems to be kind of the combination of
Proof.
wintry. Yeah, proof is a
Well, you like the
necessity.
spice, right? Like it's
Little
got
bit
this baking
spice.
spice and stuff, and,
Yeah.
and the higher proof because it's cold out. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we're simple creatures, at the end of the day.
We just want to all drink bourbon and cuddle together, be cozy.
That's not at all.
No. Keep moving. Keep it going.
All right, Joe,
Ben's hungry.
Ben, I'm done.
Yes.
Do you guys have any more? Do you guys have any more bottles you want to throw in, or you
Nope,
good?
I
You
think
feel
that's
good
about
where
it.
you're at?
For myself.
I
No,
had
we
one
got-
more curveball if I could
Ooh,
throw it in.
yes,
I don't-
please do.
We mentioned Blue Note before. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun. Should I wait on it or?
No, go
jump
for it
as
right
many
now.
guns as you'd like.
Don't wait.
So this is the first Blue Note that I've had store picks of the regular Blue Note. I have the 17, but and this is going in a different direction of it's a little bit lower proof, but the Blue Note 9-year bourbon. I don't know if you guys have had it or not.
No.
You've sent us some.
I mentioned the unfiltered one.
It's aged 9 years. It's from Memphis. It's only 93 proof, but it's full for sure. And a buddy of mine last year when it was cold out drank a whole bottle around a fire. It's 93 proof, so still it was nice creamy caramel, vanilla, oak, the classic bourbon flavors for sure, but it drinks a lot thicker than just like a 93 proof. I don't think it's very thin. I think it's good. It's like if you could find it, it's not at every liquor store, but it's only like $46. So it's not like it's that expensive for a 9-year bourbon. So I would recommend that for sure. I think the guys, people at Blue Note are doing a pretty solid job.
Yes,
I have a store pick of it as well of a 9-year that's like 129 proof, which is next level. But I like their standard 9-year. And that's what I'm drinking tonight.
I want
Like
to
that.
shout out. Joe gave me a sample of Dovetail from Barrel, which I did a
Ooh.
rapid review of. We'll put it up later this week. I would put that in. It's a high proof bourbon that's finished in a couple different wine barrels, and then I think rum as well. And that sweetness with the proof makes it like very dark fruit forward with berries and like figs, and I think that would actually be a really nice like campfire sipper as well. Yeah,
I think it's like cab, port, and rum, right?
That sounds right. That's it. Right on the dot. Yeah, perfect.
But it's like 129 proof.
It was at least 125, I think. Yeah, at least.
It's a good proof for sure.
I feel like me and TJ need to review that.
I think it's like a 10-year and 12-year bourbon mix too. So like Barrels does really everything's great about Barrel other than the bottle. The bottles kind of suck. They're kind of boring and bland, but
they're like kind of modern. They're labeled.
Weirdos. We're Barrel. All right. Do we want to do King of the Hill here, TJ?
Let's roll.
Let's go.
Midwinter Night's Dram. Listen, we've done it too much. I'm going to bang these two bottles together. Whichever one stays whole is the winner. Okay, so 3, 2. Oh, they both won. All right, Midwinter Night's Dram, Act 9, Scene 5, going up against Michter's Toasted Barrel. This is the 2020 release, so it's last year's. I did just see this got released at the distillery yesterday, which that's really cool if you happen to be, near Michter's.
Repeal day.
I have a buddy out there. You can go get it. Do you think it's sold out by now?
Yes, it was a release for repeal day, but yeah.
Okay, so it's gone.
So this is where Midwinter Night's Dram probably meets the end of its road, either because it wins or because it gets booted.
Can't go any further.
You guys have both these poured? You have both of them ready to go?
Yeah, ready to
I
go.
have different. My Midwinters is Act 8.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
that.
It's a Midwinter Night Dram. I don't think we all have the same Midwinter Night. And then the mileage, varies a little bit there, Joe, but it's fine. We're good here. You're forgiven.
So are we.
All right. So the Midwinter Night Dram has been more or less cruising. I think the Taconic, which we'll review later this week, is the only one that gave it like a little bit of a run for its money just because it's so different and unique. But this Midwinter Night Dram is so perfectly
Christmassy.
It is branded. The branding on it fits perfectly like with what you'd expect. It is plums. It is figs. It is mulled wine and spices and citrus and brown sugar. Mulled wine.
It's sweetness. It's just pure sweetness.
Decadence.
Yeah.
It's Joe Decadence.
Delicate.
It's definitely plum. It's so plum heavy that I'm like, I would like a little more proof here. It's just bothering me. I would like a little more proof.
Yeah, if we've gone over this before, if it were like 110 proof version of this, like we would. Oh, Joe's almost done with his. Oh boy.
Can't hide money.
By the way, Midwinter Night Dram, we all have a bottle because of Joe helped hook us up with it too. Which
Joe, you're the best.
Yeah, thank you,
Do
Joe.
what I can.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. No, okay, all right, Joe.
No.
Joe again supporting me. No one else is.
Decadence.
Decadence.
See, there we go.
Now Joe would dance. All right, so this Michter Toasted Barrel Rye. Do we have the specs on it, TJ? How much money is it roughly? What's the proof? So it's obviously a toasted barrel, barrel strength, and rye. We got that. What else?
Yeah, 109.2 proof. So 54.5, 54.6% alcohol. MSRP on this, I want to say it's like $80.
What?
No way. It's got to be at least $90.
85. I think it's 85.
No, you know what? Yeah, I got the sour mash about 75 or $80 a couple of years ago that TJ shit on earlier. Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know. So the MSRP right now on the new 2021
Everything's gone
like
up.
toasted or on the barrel strength rye is like $100 or like $90, right?
Yeah.
And so there's no way it's
99.
toasted and barrel strength for the same price.
Yeah. It is. The suggested retail of the 2020 Michter's
Really?
Toasted Barrel Rye is $85.
Okay, well there you go. Never mind.
Secondary, however, is going to be about $300 probably to get on. Like if you want to go online and buy it right now, it's going to be.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
You might do a little better, but yeah, like 300.
That's tough. So
but,
as I'm comparing these, I would say the nose on the Midwinters is definitely heavier. It's definitely sweeter,
Yeah,
but I
it's
kind of like the minty toast of the Toasted Barrel Rye, right? Like it's definitely has some marshmallow in it, but there's enough body in the spice and mint to keep it on the spicy spectrum.
Spectre.
Spectre.
So both are
Spectrum.
extremely pleasant. There's a reason why, like one we picked as the contender, one we picked as the champion, because they're both high quality. So both are really good. It is amazing how different these two are. They're both ryes, but they're both finished differently, obviously, and that makes such a huge difference. They don't smell anything alike. I don't know which one I like better though.
They're so different and so distinct that
Oh yeah,
the Midwinters is so sweet and just desserty.
I know where
Michter's
I'm
is-
gonna lean.
Oh man.
To me, I feel
The
like the
Michter's
Midwinters
has-
is more balanced, though. The Michter's like pops, not in a bad way. It's just,
Yes.
you know,
The
Keep going.
toastiness of it comes out so like heavily.
I don't want to say the Midwinters is flat by any means, but there's more of a pop to the Michter's.
That's right, because there's
And
more
what do you mean by
depth
a
to
pop? Like, is it a good thing? The pop?
No, yeah,
it.
I think it's
Yeah,
a good
100%.
Ben mentions
100%.
depth. Midwinter Night Dram comes in like quickly, whereas the Michter's, I think, it's just like the steady flow of it. It's strong, but it just remains like it's in my nose for like 4 seconds.
Midwinters
That's what she
is
said.
one note where the Michter's is multifaceted. You got the marshmallow, you have the mint, you have the orange peel, you have the
Chocolatey?
citrus, a little bit of chocolate. It's all there, which I find great.
Toasted coconut. I know some people don't like coconut, but like any kind of toasted coconut chocolate, like almond joy type of vibe to this. No.
Oh, a little coconut. I can see that. Jason asked, has anybody had the barrel finished in German ice wine barrels? That was like 6 minutes ago. Sorry, I'm a little late on the trigger and watching soccer.
I have not.
I have not.
Sounds interesting though, doesn't it?
Wayne Gretzky's has a Canadian, I think rye maybe that's finished in like an ice wine.
These are both great. Are you going to mix these at the end of the night, Brendan? Or are you
No,
doing that?
I'm gonna get
Please
into this
Good
winter
choice.
mix. Which has
buddy.
So
All
this
right.
example.
So, who wins on the nose for you guys?
this is brutal. We are all struggling.
This is tough, man.
So
I'm the mixer's whore over here. But I love this midwinters.
You're also a High West horse, so
Yeah.
It's true.
cheap, sweet. What else?
Sweet horse.
To me, Michter's wins on the nose. There's more going on. Yeah.
There's a little bit, as Ben mentioned, depth. I think that's the right word for it. I'm going to give Michter's
Man.
the ever so slight edge Jennifer in the house. Go Knowles.
Jennifer, let's go.
What up?
29 minutes to go. Tie game still.
0-0.
I agree with that. But I'll just say that you go back to the midwinters and you can pick up some of that spice. And I think that's, man. Yeah, I give the Michter's a slight edge, but man, they're both good. All right, taste.
Did Joe say which one his was?
Ignored.
Oh, Joe, which one is yours? I got
Who's
you, Joe.
Joe?
Jeez, these two guys are awful today.
Who's show?
I ignored him on purpose.
Joe Decadence.
God, I can't decide, man.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
close.
delay for another like 5 or 6 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm glad we went back to you, Joe.
I got skipped. I didn't know what I wanted, but I got skipped.
Side by side. It may be different if I'm just smelling one by itself, and then another one like way later. But I probably have to give the edge to the Michter's as well.
Ooh, let's go.
All right, so Michter's
I
ever
have
so
to.
slightly
Wow,
by all
across
4
the
of us.
board.
But man, if any one of you said Midwinter Night Dram, I wouldn't have been mad. Like that's fine.
That's tough.
The
All right.
Midwinter Night's Dram is elite. I mean, I might want to flip back.
No, keep it moving forward. We're at 45 minutes
All right.
here.
Taste.
I know where I'm at.
All right, tell us.
It's gotta be Michter's, guys. I mean, I am not as big of a sweet fan as you guys are. And the spice, the citrus on the Michter's is making it hang on.
Michter in it, hey Nong.
Yeah.
Again, there is more depth with the Michters. I think there's just more heft to it. And that might be the proof difference. There's of 10 percentage points or so, right? But damn, I would put it this way. When I go Michters to Midwinter Night Dram, I think the Midwinter Night Dram holds up better than when you go opposite. There's more sweetness and uniqueness. I think I like the sweet palate to finish better on Midwinter Night Dram ever so slightly.
I think mouthfeel on the Midwinters is better. Like it drinks like you're drinking
The finish,
olive oil.
the finish
I almost
too,
hate
though.
that you
So
said,
heavy.
I almost hate that you said citrus on the Michter's because I'm not a big citrus note guy, and now it's throwing me way off.
So when I have the midwinters first, Brendan was talking about going back and forth. with each one.
Orange peel.
When I have
Burnt
that one
orange
first,
peel.
it's almost too sweet that I don't get anything off of that Michter's. And is that kind of what you mean? Like, is
Yeah.
that holding up? Like, I don't get, but the Michter's is more complex. I think it's got more depth. It's got more character. It's not, so when I go from the Michter's to the Midwinters is it's an old fashioned all by itself. Like it's got the spice from the bitters.
Yeah, it's
got the sugar from the.
It's so heavy.
It's got the cherry and a little bit more of the cherry juice when you dump that in too. It's an old fashioned all by itself, which is fantastic. The fact that they can get that into a glass, so great. But I'm leaning Michter's on this just for to me it's just better. It's more complex. I think you could drink that Michter's kind of any time. Whereas this Midwinters is definitely like a winter only time. I mean, you're drinking that at 95 degrees in the summer while Joe's on the golf course, 4 days a week.
Oh yeah, you'd be crushed on the golf course.
Still sucking.
Rush.
I think I like the Midwinter Night Dram a little bit more, especially as you get to the finish, because it has this nice explosion of flavor at the end, whereas the Michter's is really like solid and depthy all the way through. But the Midwinter Night Dram just kind of, I don't know, it unfolds in a way that's just really pleasant and ties it all together. But man, it's close. I can't fault you guys for going opposite of that. What about you, Joe? What are you leaning here? Taste
wise, I'm going Midwinters. I think it's. I just love the taste of it. It just goes together so well. It is complex, and I know it's tough putting it up to a higher proof. Michter's, but it's still complex on its own, and it's complete to me. And that's I gotta go with the Midwinters.
I feel like, man, once we get to the finish portion of it, like that's where the Midwinter Night Dram, it just feels complete is such a perfect way to describe it, Joe. Like it ties it all up perfectly. You get the whole sense of like what that dram is doing all the way through. So what do we do, guys? Do we want to vote? And what do we do if we're at a tie?
Let's go for the vote.
All right. Whew.
Michter's.
Michter's.
Midwinter Night Dram for me.
I'm going midwinters.
Oh my gosh!
All right, in the
Jeez.
comments, Sean, Jake, Jason,
Tag
Jennifer,
team wrestling match.
right
Brandon and
now.
I versus you two.
Yeah,
This
because I think we're just gonna move the. I think it was the last round anyway, so it just ends in a draw. Oh, Michter's. Jason decides it for us. All
That's right,
Michter's
Jason.
wins.
Jason!
That's right, baby. You're right. You're 100% right.
No!
Hey, do you want to know what
Jennifer, get your
I have
better
a feeling
half
that Ben
in
was
check
taking
right
into
now.
consideration that it's $15 cheaper.
Dollars.
I
Oh,
do
Jennifer
like that.
came in with the mid-winners.
Hey!
I'm ignoring.
Yeah.
We
How do
all
I
know-
delete
We all know-
comment?
No,
Hold
we all
on.
know
Yeah.
that female palettes are far more advanced and nuanced than just
That
barbarian.
seems sexist.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's a reason why that women are usually the
Michter's
tasters
toasted.
at the distillers.
Best bottle he's
No,
ever
Another
had.
vote for
Thank you,
Michter's.
Jason.
Another vote for Michter's.
My
That's the
wife
same
has
guy.
a far better
Doesn't
nose than I
matter.
do.
Same-
Yeah,
it's
it's the
another
same guy.
Another vote.
Where's Sean when you need him? Sean! Sean!
Elliot
He'll
say?
squeak on in here in a minute.
He's in bed.
Elliot. Ooh, that's
He
a good
hates
question
finish,
because
doesn't
he
he?
doesn't like the
Elliot
finish.
doesn't
Yeah,
like
he'd
finish.
hate. He'd
how
vote
about
for
this?
He'd probably
neither
go
of them.
Michter's. So
he
don't
would
ask
vote.
him.
He'd vote for Wild Turkey 101.
Elliot spent, I don't want to say how much, but he dropped some nice coin on a Willet finish like in a cab barrel recently. And
Who did?
Elliot did. I had
Elliot.
to tease him about it. Like, you dropped
Hmm.
3 digits on.
Jen's a cheater. She hasn't had Michter's toasted raw. I can't vote.
Oh
We won.
my gosh!
All right, you know
Yeah.
what? Damn.
That's right.
Midwinter
Michter's
Dram.
won. Sorry,
It
man.
was a hell of a
Can you
ride,
guys
but
put up a poll on your Facebook account or Twitter or something?
Oh, I'll put up
Let
a
the
Yeah,
fans
no.
settle this.
I got a poll for
No.
you, Joe.
No.
Too much work for you? Damn.
Too much tinsel. I found it distracting.
Is it the Festivus poll?
Yeah. I just poured the Boo-Rye since we were talking about that, guys.
Oh my God, TJ's gonna get drunk.
Oh,
I
and
love
you
it.
just crushed it in one sip? Is that
Yeah,
a shot of
that was
Boo-Rye?
basically a shot of Boo
Oh,
Rye.
God.
A Boo Rye shot.
It's not as good as the Midwinters. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's easier to find and less money,
Yeah.
so that makes sense.
So are you. All right. Let's wrap this thing up.
Wrap it in a
Michter's
bow.
knocks off Midwinter Night's Dram.
Michter's, baby.
What are we
what?
reviewing on Thursday?
How did that? How did it knock it off?
Because Jennifer, we
yeah, Jennifer was an illegal vote.
Want to thank
That's
Joe
even
for
better.
joining
Jennifer's
us.
vote came in at 2:30 in the morning. We
Yeah.
we cast it out.
Guest
Yeah.
speaker gets
I-
like 2 or 3 votes.
That was a mail-in
That's
vote.
true.
That was a
Okay.
mail-in vote. It's excluded.
Too soon. Stop the steal.
Too soon.
Stop the count now.
Deconic Distilleries Double Barrel Maple Bourbon, which was featured in our cold weather.
Was that number
roundup.
1? Was that first round?
That was round 2, and that gave up a pretty good fight as well. Very unique, very sweet. We are going to review that coming up on Thursday, but the surprise is that Joe is going to review it blind. So pretend, Joe, that you don't know what we're going to review. And yep, there you go.
Can't even see it. Who's John Cena?
John C.
Give
No,
us.
because you can't see. Get it? See no?
Okay.
I think we should end the podcast now.
Just edit that out.
Just
No,
end it.
it's live.
Just it's live.
Oh, yeah.
For
Myself.
TJ Pittenger, Joe Decadence, Ben Sinone, and Brendan Cock.
We're on a budget.
It's energy.
Joe, what are you pouring it for Christmas Day? Like what's your bourbon then?
Did you just ask him
Christmas
what porn
Day?
is Christmas?
What are you pouring?
I'll have to probably crack something maybe new. I'm not sure. I got some Weller Full Proof on the way. That could be a Christmas pour.
Ooh.
That was lit. All right. Cheers.
Bang the beat.
Oh my gosh.